What you got, Marlon?
All right, so I'm gonna pay. We've got it down to I think
it's a 4 mana cost reduction at this point.
4 mana. Okay, so 6 fat mana to play Scuberto.
Oh yeah, that's scary.
He's a 6/6 trample. He attacks kind of like meandering turtle shell or tower shell, whatever.
Yeah.
It is. So he's on the stack.
Any responses? I don't have any responses.
I have a response.
Okay.
Did you not notice my untapped blue mana?
No, I don't pay attention to you half the time.
Well, I'm gonna tap 6 blue and counterlash.
Oh Jesus!
And
oh God!
I'm going to actually put in a Bobby.
A Bobby.
Oh
Bobby.
Yeah, he's a 2/2 with reach and horsemanship.
Oh shit!
It's
Bobby.
He's a good slow ride, ladies.
Wait,
This is kind of scary.
you should be scared.
Prepare your anus.
You guys shouldn't let me on this podcast. I don't know what y'all trying to do to this stuff. We're gonna get banned.
TheFreeRotation Podcast.
So everyone, I'm Bobby. I've been friends with NG and Becky for like 10 years since I was a wee child.
He was a wee one.
I was way worse hair back then too.
Anyway, it's about as bad.
You're jealous.
And
it's
by
fine.
that, if you mean
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, sure.
I woke up like this.
I just don't want to get stabbed by your pompadour. It's okay.
It's super soft. You can touch it.
No, I think it's hard as a rock.
Touch it, Marlon.
Touch it.
At least I am.
Just touch it.
Hey guys, this is the TheFreeRotation podcast.
Oh, by the way, yeah. Hi, everybody. Free Rotation Podcast.
We're back with another episode.
Are
Angie, tell us.
Scoob is out on paternity leave.
Yes.
They're expecting. I was gonna say Scoob's expecting, which that's been years
I mean,
now.
that's yeah.
That baby's dead in the
Yeah.
stomach.
It's just like a solidified fossil ball now.
It's giving off gas, and that's why it's so much
It
bloating.
has a whole cult following.
Oh Jesus!
That's terrifying.
Mhm.
So for that, we're gonna be doing a little bit of a different kind of rotation, right, Angie?
Yes, Becky.
Want to tell?
Well, Bobby is here to discuss magic with us, and he will be joining us for quite a few episodes, and maybe even sticking around when Scoob comes back.
Maybe
Just to
We'll
make
see.
fun of Scoob at least once.
Of course.
Yeah, if I don't piss him off with this first episode, we'll see. I am a spike.
It's okay.
Which that's the good thing about Bobby is like all of us are commander players, so we are very at this point we're pretty much casual players. Bobby, on the opposite of the spectrum, is a standard competitive magic player.
Bobby, would you like to explain for our non-magic listeners what spike means?
So there's 3 different, I guess, stereotypes for magic players. It's what Timmy, Johnny, and Spike.
Yes.
Spike is the most competitive of the 3. They tend to grind in tournaments on a weekly basis, to get your pro points, to get on the pro tour, to eventually go to the World Championships. So that's the dream. Haven't been to a pro tour, but I have been to a regional pro tour qualifier. That's my highlight of my achievements.
Woohoo!
Proceeded to go 0-3 drop because it was sealed. Was it Oath of the Gatewatch? I think it was Oath of the Gatewatch. Yeah, it was. No, I just had a really bad pool. It's fine. It's sealed. That's what you play for. I mean, you're either gonna get an insane pool or a mediocre one.
Yeah.
So, but I lost to someone that had like, I think it was Nissa and one of the big demo draws. You just ramped out and I was like, okay,
Oh,
it's fine. It's fine.
Well, Bobby, as a competitive player, do you want to explain to everybody what your I guess we're all commander, so we don't really talk about and we've talked a little bit about commander, but you play standard.
Correct.
So, can you explain a little bit about standard? Because honestly, at this point, I don't actually know what standard is anymore.
I know what standard is.
I know how to spell it.
Exactly.
I'd look it up how to spell it.
Like I know what a standard oil change is because I did a few of those. Well, I didn't. I haven't done.
That's
like-
great.
We're back to the podcast. Okay.
Oh, you meant standard magic.
Yeah.
The format standard.
Yes,
in
that format.
Oh, okay. I haven't played that in forever.
Yeah, Bobby.
So the standard format of Magic is it's a once-a-year rotation. You have between 7 to 8 sets. It really just depends on the size of the sets because they keep messing around with them. But you have a certain number of sets you can build a deck out of. 4 copies of each card, unlike Commander, which is 1 of each.
Yep.
And then you just build it out of that. And there is a problem with Standard. That the pool is very small. So if something's real good, it's gonna be real good for a while.
Yeah.
Like to the point where it monopolizes.
Like Jason Mind Sculptor.
Yeah. Siege
Caw-Blade.
Hey, I quit during Caw-Blade. Thanks for bringing back that PTSD. That was a nightmare.
I think most of us quit during Caw-Blade.
I think that's when
well,
we actually
it's
stopped
like
playing.
birds flying at you with badass swords. It's scary.
And we talked, and I think we talked about this a little bit, how Caw-Blade was like one of the most oppressive sets or like standard sets that we had ever played in. I think that was when I actually quit. It was like 6 years ago, right? It was a while ago, but it was super oppressive. But recently, there has been a lot of, I guess, there's been a lot more bans lately because of this oppressiveness of standard, which hadn't been seen for a long time.
Right, the last emergency banning was Stoneforge Mystic and Jason the Mind Sculptor.
Yes, and then now they've banned.
Oh my god! So I realized there's a pattern. Back when like the original artifact sets came out back in the day, it was Mirrodin, the original Mirrodin.
Mm-hmm.
They banned a bunch of stuff from that, and then Kaladesh, another artifact centric block. They banned a bunch of stuff from that.
What they banned from Kaladesh?
Saheeli Rai. Well, Saheeli Rai. She had an interaction with a card called Veldar Guardian, which is her minus ability allows you to blink a creature, and Veldar Guardian, when he enters the battlefield, he makes you can make a copy of him. So and it has haste. So blink, copy, blink, copy, blink, copy. You can reset Saheeli Rai to where you can do it an infinite number of turns. It essentially was the standard version of Twin.
Splinter Twin.
Yeah. And when that happened, we didn't have a card that could deal with planeswalkers at instant speed at turn 4. Gotcha. That's the problem. We didn't have a Hero's Downfall, or we didn't have really any instant speed removed that could deal with Veldar Guardian because he was a 1/4. We had nothing that could deal 4 damage to instant speed, so it was like you either are red and you have to play stuff like Lost Legacy to call. Like to exile all their copies of Saheeli Rai, and that's the only way you can win. But then as the format as it went along, because they let that combo stay in for a long time as it went on and on and on.
Right.
It was literally just a Teamer entry deck or 4-color entry splashing the combo. Because there are times where I didn't even lose to them copying the cat. They would copy. You know what Glorybringer does?
Yes.
They would Saheeli Rai copy Glorybringer, double attack, blow up 2 of your creatures, take 8 in the air. It's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. That was the week they finally banned the combo because I was testing for I think it was a GP Yarn Open in Atlanta, and Omnic had just been released, and the pros were going out insane. The Saheeli Rai made Glorybringer and stuff, so they finally banned it like all Wednesday right before the open.
Oh Jesus!
Because they had just checked the ban list. Because they'd banned a bunch of stuff at this point, like Emrakul and stuff, and Smeller's caught from ban. Like, nope, no Saheeli Rai is fine. Then it took them 3 days to look at the Modo data, the Magic the Gathering Online for everybody that doesn't know. It determined, this is still pretty busted. I'm like, it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it's still pretty broken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even Mono Red couldn't be, and that's what I was on.
Oh Jesus!
Well, that's what I'm always on if it's playable.
Yeah. And you started with white, didn't you, Bobby?
Yeah, you guys. The first cards, some of the first cards you guys gave me were Elite Vanguards. That 2-1-for-1 vanilla.
Back in the day.
Back in my day.
I'd play Mono White if it's good, but it doesn't look like it's going to be good after rotation.
Well, you also said you play Mono Red. So, for people who don't actually play Standard or any kind of competitive deck, what is a Mono Red deck?
It's a very aggressive strategy. You have a bunch of cheap creatures and spells that deal damage directly to opponent or their creatures.
Let's just say the nickname for Red Deck is Red Deck Wins.
Yep.
Yes.
Or Boss Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the decks, I don't know. And Red Deck Wins has actually been around since I was playing competitively, and it's seen its own variations. Even now, there's a Red Deck Wins, is there not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Angie plays it on MTG Arena.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good.
It's the first Mono Red deck. Usually Mono Red, like after like turns 5 and 6, your opponent can start to stabilize, so you have one already. But with this version, you have stuff like Hazoret, which is the best red 4-drop ever printed. It can't be killed. It can only be exiled. It can't be killed. Yeah, it's a 5/4 indestructible with haste. The catch is though it can only attack if you have 1 or less cards in the hand. But with red, you're gonna and then you can pay 3 mana, discard a card, shoot your opponent for 2.
Oh, that's gross.
So you pretty much always guarantee you're gonna have 1 or less cards.
And he's like the the finisher of the deck. Like you want to get everything out really fast, and then Hazoret, so you don't have those cards.
And the new Chandra. That's pretty broken.
Yeah, and then
it's just unblockable to the face.
Yeah, it's real dumb. And then you also have Bowmat Courier, which is probably like the top 5 best 1-drops ever printed for red. You know what Bowmat Courier does, Morlin?
Oh, I hate
it's a 1/1-for-1 colorless. Whenever he attacks, you can exile
with haste.
With haste, you exile the top card of your deck and put it underneath them. You can pay a red, discard your hand, and sacrifice, and then put all cards exiled underneath them to your hand. And it's
So
ruled.
he refills the hand.
Yeah, and it's ruled that you have multiples on the field. You can stack the triggers to get all of it to your hand. You can stack both the triggers. Because you can stack both the triggers, discard your hand even though your hand's empty, and get all the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then.
So, like, last F&M, I was playing, and I got, like, 6 cards to my hand. I'm like,
Because
cool,
remember
you're
how
dead.
we were talking in Magic, the way they do punctuation
Yep.
really determines how the triggers stack.
Yes, it does. Because if the effect is after
It's the semicolon.
the
So-
yep, the effect is after that.
It means I can do these two first,
Yep.
and then these two after.
And that's how Bomac Courier is worded, and he's
Mhm.
insane. I'm going to miss that card.
He's really good. That's why when you're playing against a mono red, you want to kill the courier.
Which a lot of people don't do, and it's great. Like, I love playing against Control, and they just, like, let it sit there. I'm like, cool, I'm going to wait till you Wrath, refill my hand, and just, like, you need to kill this guy. And then it's only doing you 1 damage, but it's going to kill you in the long run.
It's still
Mhm.
it's 1 damage,
And
and
it's
it's
gonna
refilling
replenish
my
my
hand.
hand. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's crazy because if you look at MTG Arena, which we are playing, me and Angie play the official MTG Arena, which is the online version of Magic the Gathering.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy because those decks, there is mono red deck wins is all over MTG Arena, and I didn't know anything about these cards when I first started playing because it was sort of like, okay, let's play it. It's something we can do on stream. And then I started seeing this deck, and then suddenly I just got whipped in the face by a Bomac Courier because I didn't expect the 1/1 to do anything to me
Yeah.
except.
Or I'll use it, like, if I have Hazoret, too many cards in hand. I'll
Mhm.
activate Beaumont,
Mhm.
discard my hand, and win with Hazoret.
That's weird.
It's
But
actually like a higher level skilled red deck wins. It's funny
Yeah.
enough. Like it's more like you have to think 2 steps ahead versus when you were just like it went from being like just sort of a tempo every on your curve play your deck to being like, okay, I need to get everything out so I can play Hazoret. So it's interesting to see how it's changed since
Very.
the first iteration of red deck wins. So
Yeah, this version isn't. It's different in that you have a better late game, but your early game isn't explosive as normal mono red. Like, you don't run as many 1-drops. Though there is a build that does. It's
Mhm.
a Flame of Keld, which is one of those new enchantments that has the tick downs on it.
Uh-huh.
And the last one, 3, is all red cards, all red spells, and creatures you control deal.
Double damage.
No, not double damage. All damage +2. So it's like Shock does 4 instead of
Okay.
3, and Lightning Strike does 5 instead of 3. It's bananas.
Okay.
And it works really well with Bomac Courier because the first 2 steps is your first steps you discard your entire hand,
Uh-huh.
and then your next one is you draw 2 cards, which is insane. So you just play Bomat. Cool, I'll wait to discard my hand, refuel my hand. Next turn, burn you. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. Though I do miss a Tarka Red. That deck was insane. That deck literally ruled Standard for a good 4 months until Rally became a deck.
Oh, Jesus.
Tarka's Command was such a good card. It's like my favorite Magic card of all time.
Tarkus Command's a great card.
Yeah, I've topped 4 PPTQs and won 1 in a row. Like, with that deck, it was like you could misplay and still just win. It was dumb.
Oh, Jesus.
It was dumb.
So as you've been playing standards and you've been playing, how long have you been playing competitively at this point?
Competitively since Cons of Tarkir, and then I started playing with y'all around core 2010 or 2011.
Right. Yeah, about 2011.
Whenever Baneslayer Angel came out.
Yeah. That would have been
Wallet
20.
Slayer?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like 2010 if I'm not mistaken. It was a
Yeah.
couple. Yeah.
And then I quit during Scars and Midrin. And then I came back right during the Dragon's Maze pre-release.
Okay. So as you've been playing, what have you seen as either a very unhealthy meta or have you seen as the most healthy meta so far?
Let's see. So the most unhealthy meta I've been a part of was probably during when I was talking with the Rally deck, right after Oath of the Gatewatch came out. There's a combo deck called Rally of the Ancestors, and you could literally just cheat a bunch of little cheap guys into play. You had a card called Antuka Husk, which was you could sacrifice a creature, give it +2/+2,
Mm-hmm.
and it would just go off and make him unblockable swing.
Gross.
Yeah, it was disgusting. And you with the Rally deck back then, you also had Reflector Mage does, right?
Yeah.
Marlon? Yeah, you had that got introduced, and that made the deck just
Uh,
tier 0. You couldn't red or like any of the Abzan or Jeskai decks had literally no chance against it because Reflector Mage was just stupid because you had the Coco and stuff.
Yep.
And you could rally back Reflector Mages, which is just dumb. That was probably the most unhealthy and then Cobblade, but I wasn't really competitive back then. So, but yeah, that was really bad because I think Cobblade was like 70% of the meta, and it was like
yeah.
it's like Cobblade, then decks that beat Cobblade, and that was like it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Because I played deck that beats Cobblade. I didn't
Yep.
really have as much trouble with it because Mono Black was like, oh, that's cute. Yeah.
right.
Was Batterskull in that format?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah.
Batterskull was drawn first mystic.
That
Disgusting.
was the worst. It was the worst because it was the Callblade with the Squadron Hawk.
Yeah.
It was Squadron Hawk. Stoneforge Mystic, Stoneforge Mystic,
Someone's hungry.
Biscuit.
Batter Skull. That's the one that always triggered me because it was so stupid how you could have your little germ token come in, and it didn't matter if you had no creatures.
You still got a 4/4.
Yeah.
It's just like okay.
Hey,
And it had lifelink.
I know.
What?
at least they didn't have Jitte in that standard.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You know what? Just on a tangent, but talking about bad formats and bad metas right now, Commander's getting that way with the Sasuke Infect in Commander, which is a turn 2 kill.
That's gross.
In Commander, so you got
What?
a 99 card singleton. Yeah, with your Commander, Sasuke comes in. It still only takes 10 poison counters to kill you in Commander. They haven't increased it.
That's why we house rule 15.
Yeah, and
Is
I repeatedly watched this past weekend people die in 2 and 3 turns to Sasuke.
Is that the new ninja one?
No, the new ninja that kills people in turn 3 or 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dan's
That's
playing
insane.
that, and you know he just, and then of course Perfrost and Norn the Wary.
Yep. I need a Norn.
I have Krenko.
I
but-
have a feeling Perforos is going to get banned. As
Really?
Commander pretty soon.
Oh, as a commander.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
as
too
a commander.
oppressive.
Yeah.
And I know the thing is, like, everybody's like, the card is one card, and well, it's the commander, and there are so many cards that could deal with it, but you're still having to tech against
Mhm.
one card
Right.
that maybe you are going to get played against, or maybe not. You never know what you bring into the table.
Right.
It's not like
and then if you don't know what Perforos does, you're a newer player, and you go, well, I'm gonna play my Deathless Angel and kill it. No, it's indestructible.
right. And that's like, I guess, the good balance. That's how you can tell, like, the difference between standard and commander is, like, at least with standard, you're probably going to know what you're going to come up against.
Yeah.
You just don't know that in Commander.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's so many. Like, I played Mono Red Krenko commander because it was cheap, and it's
And
Mono
it's
Red.
And
Yeah.
put Perforos in there, and you've killed everyone in turn 4 or 5.
Yep.
Exactly.
I've done that
Yeah.
before. It's fun. And
Yeah.
it's great on 1v1 commander. Multiplayer, it's a
Mhm.
nightmare. You can't do anything with that deck in multiplayer.
It's
Someone's playing
like-
any control deck, you're just dead.
It
A guy
depends. Yeah. It depends.
Yesterday had a Norn deck, and he would get his Perforos. And but the worst thing, that wasn't even the worst part of it. It was Norn. You know, Norn blinks out when a spell is played, and he comes back in at the end of turn. Well, he played an enchantment that whenever a creature comes into play, swap them. Whenever an artifact comes into play, swap them. Enchantment. Well, Norn would blink. If anybody played a spell, it goes back to owner. So he just took everything.
Oh,
And he
Jesus,
played
that's
Genesis
gross.
Chamber, so when a creature comes in, it makes a 1/1 mirror copy, which is an artifact, and a creature. He just took everything.
That's gross.
I'm like, this is insane. You just can't.
That's
I mean, if you
gross.
ask your command top
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah.
But Norn blinks out.
Exactly.
Like, it's hard to get rid of him.
Norn's gross.
And then, unfortunately, Kenny killed the only thing to get rid of it. He gave in to peer pressure.
Oh. That's
And
not
he
fun.
killed the only thing that would get rid of Norn.
Oh.
I can't do EDH a lot. It just the game's gone for too long sometimes.
Oh, they do. They do sometimes.
Unless
And I need to drink or smoke a lot of times. So
Well, that's why you probably also play red deck wins. It's like you're either gonna win or you're gonna lose.
yep, I
There's-
have.
fairly quickly.
Yeah.
I've never gone into time in a competitive REL event or professional REL event. Never gone into time with playing red. And the sealed one I did, but that's a little different. But with red, no, you either win real fast or lose real fast. It tends.
Only because you didn't force mono red.
Yeah. And sometimes you can win the long game with red. Like I did it a couple weeks ago. I was playing against the Turbo Fog deck and was able to grind out a game. Don't touch me.
Even at Dragon Con, Becky drafted mono red and
I came in second.
Yeah, she couldn't.
Yeah.
do it. Lady had a nickel bolus. She's the same one who beat Bobby, and Bobby had a fantastic deck.
Yeah, I didn't like her. She was kind of mean.
She was hateful.
She was so
Thank you for
hateful.
saying
I was
that.
like, "You're playing a draft. Calm your tits. It's not that big of a
She
deal."
got mad because she got mono screwed, and Becky like wiped the floor with her by turn
I'm
4.
playing
And she was
mono
like,
red.
"Well, if you draft 5 shots,
Yeah. If you draft, don't pass me 5 shocks. That's what I'm gonna take.
Right?
Yeah.
but
like-
we won't talk about hateful bitch."
Yeah, I understand. Like, you get mad, like you're drafting at a pro tour, and then like something like that happens. That's different. But
Yeah.
you're at a sci-fi convention, drafting a Magic cards, and you get salty for like 5 packs. You need to chill your tits, lady.
Right? Right?
I don't even get mad when I go to competitive events anymore because it's just like it's not worth it. It's a card game.
Yeah.
Like there's variants. If I want to play a game without variants, chess or checkers or
Exactly.
Chinese checkers.
Well, and even Magic's like if you play any other card game, like if you play Hearthstone, if you play anything like that, there's a higher level of RNG that you have to deal with. Like Magic is at least, I would say, 70% more skill versus 30% RNG. Whereas in Hearthstone, it's like kind of the opposite.
You've got an easier time with the RNG with the random stuff that you can get, like the random creatures you can get from Hearthstone. the random,
Yeah.
add a random legendary to your hand, add a
random spell. In Magic, you don't have that.
It's you've still got things like that, but it's mainly a coin flip.
Right. Or it's really your mana, like how your mana lays out.
Yes.
That's going to be your RNG. If you play a deck that involves you having to play three colors and you get 2 of those colors and you're on turn 6, it's bad RNG.
Right. Unless you've got only the 2 colors that you're playing in your hand.
Right.
If you're playing Commander, well, then you're not casting your Commander, but you're still playing those other cards.
And it happens in Standard too. You get land screwed, flooded,
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, never seen it happen to Bobby.
I got actually it happened this weekend. I played 19 lands in red and I drew 12.
Oh wow.
It has. Well, to be fair, 5 of them were off of Bomac Courier, which see that's the trade-off, people. Sometimes you just get 5 mountains off of Bomac Courier, and you're like, wow, this card's just trash.
Oh Jesus!
But no, it does happen. I get mana screwed, just only when I'm not playing against Angie.
Yeah,
like, never gets mana. She gets mana screwed.
I swear, Bobby's just like, by turn 3, I'm gonna hit you for 14. That's you got it.
I did that. Yeah. Let's see, what did I do this? I think it was 9 damage. My turn was turn 3 against Callie at F&M this weekend.
Nice.
She was on blue-black control. She didn't have a fatal push or anything to deal with or she didn't have any early interaction. Gotcha. Game 1.
Well, what decks are I guess. For newer players, if you're looking to get into Magic, what are some good decks to get into Standard?
Currently, I would just say mono red, but don't buy Hazards or Chandras because they're going to rotate. The rotation happens in less than about a month, I think. Yeah, October 6th, I think, was when the new Ravnica set comes out. So that's when Kaladesh block, which is Kaladesh and Aether Revolt, and then Amonkhet block, which is Amonkhet and Hour Devastation. Both those blocks rotate out, and then we're left with They screw. I'll go in that in a second. But then Ixalan, Rivals to Ixalan, Dominaria, the newest core set, and then whatever the Ravnica set's called.
I think it's called Guilds of Ravnica.
Yeah,
probably.
Guilds of Ravnica.
Those 5 sets will be standard.
Exciting.
Yeah.
The Guilds of Ravnica. That we will probably get ninjas back.
Possibly.
I hope so.
Because remember, the Dimir Guild had a few ninjas in it.
Yes, it did.
It would probably it'd be this set because I think Dimir's one of the because they're only doing 5 of the guilds this set and then the other 5 in the next set.
And I figured that they would do it since they had the new Ninja Commander. They have to have some support
for
it.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
do it.
Yeah,
I would hope so. They have a blue-black Thoughtseize. It's one of the it's not a charm, but from the newest set, it's 1 blue, 1 black, Thoughtseize ability. But then you also get a scry one. It's a 2 mana. I was like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I would love to play blue-black with that card because Thoughtseize is one of my all-time favorite cards. That
Thoughtseize is gross.
Yeah.
What did Thoughtseize do for anybody who's listening who doesn't play Magic?
Thoughtseize was originally a black and
pay 2 life.
Yeah, pay 2 life. Look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from it.
Discard 1 non-land card.
Non-land card.
Because that'd be dumb if you discard a land. Like, oh, cool, I got the 1-lander.
You had a 1-lander. Oopsies.
Yeah.
But with this new set rotating,
Woo has her opinion. She likes the cat deck.
Oh yeah,
isn't there a standard cat deck?
Yeah, it's not tier 1, but there is a deck. I'm trying to think. Does it loses Regal Caracol, which is like kind of like their lord right now. But,
right.
It does lose a lot. I'm trying to think. A lot of it came out of Amonkhet, so yeah, that deck's kind of dead after rotation. But I wouldn't invest too heavily in standard right now. I'd wait a month, or at least wait until 2 weeks because that's when we'll have the full spoilers and you can figure out what's going to be good.
Play,
yeah, because red loses a good bit of cards, but they keep like 2/1 drops. They got the new kind of Goblin Rabble Master coming out, which is bananas.
Oh yeah.
Goblin.
Have you seen this?
I have not.
War Legion. It's a 2/2 for 3. When it enters and his mentor. When it enters combat, you make a 1/1. Whenever he and a creature with lower power attacks, put a 1/1 count on the
so he basically
creature.
makes a 2/2.
Yeah, he's Rival Master essentially, but he doesn't buff it. Yeah. And he doesn't cause. He only causes the goblin tokens to attack. He doesn't cause all goblins. So if you have 2 of them, they don't have to attack. Just like list of tokens.
Okay.
So he's slightly better, but then he also doesn't buff himself, which kind of sucks. But it still replaces on-cop Crasher, so I'm not going to complain. As in the 3-drop slot for red.
Yeah, he still
but
card.
I would for people that are interested in Magic, pick up the cheap red stuff because even if it's not like tier 1, if they're just trying to play at your local FNM, you can still keep all the good burn spells.
Oh yeah.
So go and pick it up because it's like I think for like the budget build's like $30 for everything. If you don't pick up hazards,
that's another reason why red's so good.
Yep.
It's
Mm.
always
cheap.
You can play it without the good stuff and still be good.
How do you guys think I afford all my fancy clothes and hair products? It's certainly not because I'm playing Turbo. I'm playing Bant Fog or
Bant Turbo Fog,
or
yeah.
Esper Control.
Oh, the bank account hurts when you talk about like anything that's banned.
I think
Right.
Jeskai is the ones that hurt the worst.
Jeskai does hurt.
And
Jessica's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
And
too,
Legacy
yeah.
especially. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Tundras and all that, and volcanic islands. I just feel poor.
Oh, so yeah, last night we were playing. I see Becky struggling to put her cards in her box. She was like, screw it. Close the lid. They're up. Ben, Tundra. I'm like, why? No, stop. Stop
It was just worst ever Tundra. It's
No,
fine.
it wasn't the worst ever Tundra.
Angie, I need you to live with my rhetoric, okay? That's my story to tell.
Can I have your Tundra then?
No.
Damn it.
It's still a Tundra.
When we
Yeah.
bought that one from DragonCon, it literally was classified worst ever Tundra, and we bought it for
Really?
$40.
Nice. So
yeah,
like,
it was a steal.
did it have like creases in it already? Or was it like bent in half?
It was washed,
Oh.
so all the it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
It's
tell.
water
Somebody
damaged.
had like either wiped it on something or something, but you can
and then
tell it's a
it was
Tundra.
signed, so they tried to wipe the signature off. So not only was it washed, it was then like
It's smeared.
yeah,
the
it
ink
has to be
smeared and
You
everything.
can see the picture and Tundra at the top, and that's it.
So what you're
Oh,
saying is I
fun.
can't play this at a real tournament.
No, you couldn't. Play
No,
that
'cause
you
Tundra.
can't read
the text.
You can't read it.
Jeez.
But Commander,
No one cares.
everybody's like, "Hey, it's Tundra. It's cool."
Awesome.
So, okay, Bobby, let me ask you and I'm trying to keep this like for new players and also for advanced players.
Sure.
Just because we have a lot of people on our stream looking to get into Magic.
Yeah.
So when we play Arena, they're always asking these questions.
Yeah.
So, like, what is the difference? Let's talk about like the competitive scene. You have Friday Night Magic,
Yeah, which is like the beginner stuff.
and
yeah.
then where do you go from that? So, what is the best way to get into Magic, and what's the best way to, if you want to play competitively, what to be looking for to do?
Okay, so the best way to get into Magic to start is to either check out channelfireball.com. God, we need to get sponsors from them. From this.
Yes,
Either
we do.
Channel Fireball or Star City Games or TCG Player or MTG Top 8. They have articles that can teach you how to play. They have deck profiles. If you see a deck you like, they'll almost certainly have someone streaming it or have videos of someone playing so you can learn the combos and how to interact with your opponent. But to start, you want to go to FNM, Friday Night Magic. It's casual, mostly casual. It depends on, like, sometimes it's bigger, just depends on what the prizes are. Depends on the store as well.
Yep.
Casual, usually 4 to 5 rounds of standard. And then prizes are divvied out based on your record, usually first through 8th place.
Yep.
And then if you get a feel for that and you're starting to win and get first place or second place, you want your next move is you gotta go to an invitational qualifier, which is for Star City Games events. They really don't hold those in our area, in the Georgia area, but other places they might. But your real next step is to go to a preliminary Pro Tour qualifier, a
Preliminary.
PPTQ. God, it's a mouthful. That's your first step to try to get onto the Pro Tour, which is like the highest tier for Magic. Essentially, it's where all the pros play.
But it's a grind.
Oh God! So it's the only way that you get first place. If you win a PPTQ, you get an invite to the regional Pro Tour qualifier, which it'll be like in one of the bigger stores based on your region, the Southeast, which is what we are, and it'll be anywhere from 50 to 100 something people there. Just depends on how close it is to a populated area. PPTQs, you only get the biggest one I've been to is 64, which is a sealed one, so it's a little bit skewed to the numbers because you don't have to have a real deck.
Right.
Yes, people have to play limited. Limited's fun as hell, so I like it. And the next step after, if you get either top 8 or top 4 at RPTQ, it depends on how many people show up. You go to the Pro Tour, which is just bananas. You're playing against the best people in the world. There are people that have been on there for years, like John Finkel and LSV. People that have been on there for decades and are fantastic. And then first place for that, you get like $50,000, which is nice. That's a nice down payment on a house.
Yeah.
And then you get like the invite to the next one. But if you don't want to take that route, there are Grand Prix, which are like they're bigger than an RPTQ and a PPTQ, but they're smaller than a Pro Tour. But they'll have about 1,000 people there, a little bit more, depends on the format. If you top 8 that, you get onto the Pro Tour, and then money prices and such based on how people show up. And then you have Opens, Star City Games Opens, which is for Star City Games only, and that you top 8 or get a certain number of invitational points. It's a lot more difficult now, but you get to go to the Star City Games Invitational or just keep grinding opens. But usually the open players tend to be much, much worse than a Grand Prix player.
Gotcha.
Because the people on the Grand Prix are grinding for pro player points and stuff, so they become a Platinum Pro and get free flights and hotels.
Gotcha.
And appearance fees.
Oh.
I think Finkel gets like $5,000 to show up to a Pro Tour or a GP.
Damn, you just show up.
Well,
I got $5,000.
Well, Finkel's a Hall of Famer and he's a Platinum Pro.
Right.
So
I mean, he has
It's like, hi guys,
clout.
I'm here. I've been playing this game for long enough.
Right. He's been playing the game longer than some people who are playing the game now have been alive.
Yes.
So
longer than I have, only 25.
And I would suggest that even if you don't think you're good enough, and to be honest, you're probably not, but you need to go and get the experience.
Oh yeah.
And see how
experience is the best thing
tournaments
ever.
run. Because you need to understand that things like your deck sleeves matter.
Yes.
Oh God, please.
Yeah, I've seen people kicked out of tournaments and loot because their deck sleeves were slightly bent.
My thing, whenever I go to anything like that, I did it with Yu-Gi-Oh! I did it with
Buy new
Magic.
sleeves the day of.
I go there, I buy new sleeves, and I re-sleeve my deck. And I shuffle the bejesus out of it to get some of that.
Try not to use foils.
Try to get some of that.
Yeah, we actually, I think it was me, Bobby, and Angie were talking at DragonCon. We were talking about how the cryptic commands, the full foiled cryptic commands, people were getting DQ'd because of it.
Because they bend.
Because they bent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So people could kind of stack their deck.
And the
it.
Wrath of Gods that you got were the same way.
Yep.
Yeah.
They bent.
Those player rewards cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they're gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
But
Foils are great. Put them in your commander deck.
Yeah.
Or trade them for normal ones.
Yeah.
I want to segue real quick. Have you guys seen the new Masterpiece Planeswalkers?
No. Oh yes.
I haven't. Bobby, tell me more.
So it's like a special thing from the new set, like a special kind of box. They look cool, but the problem is
lower your voice and say it softer.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just talk loud.
No. She's talking like dirty.
Oh,
ASMR.
gotcha.
Yeah.
ASMR.
They're full art Planeswalkers. The problem is they are from the vault foiling.
No, it's okay.
For a commander player, it's fine.
And it's only available in the United States. So sorry, Europe and Asia and South America.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Sorry, the rest of the world.
Yeah, people
Is
are pissed
anybody
about
pregnant now? Anybody
Well,
pregnant?
I kind of understand it, and then I kind of don't. Like, Magic, essentially, or Wizards of the Coast and Richard Garfield were all based out of the United States.
Yep, America.
And it's kind of a nice throw to the NA because this is where it
well,
came
hey,
from.
Europe got those awesome lands we didn't get.
Right.
Yeah,
But we got the gurus, so
Yeah,
they're
whatever.
fine.
You know, it's give and take.
But there's other, like, there was a set that came out for, like, just Asia that is not tournament legal in America.
Yeah, but
Right.
this card sucks. I didn't care.
Yeah, but I'm saying it still was still a promotional thing for Asia. So why doesn't the United States get something?
Well, they got to
promotional?
pull those kids away from the MOBAs and stuff, man. League of Legends and
Yeah,
Dota
we
are
need a
killing their
chance.
stuff, and
We need a
Overwatch, yeah.
chance.
Right.
Magic needs to get that Asian community back so they can start winning tournaments all over again
Yeah.
and cheating.
Cheating.
Let's see. I know only 2 clean Asian Magic players: Alex Hahn and Nick Kim. Only 2
We're looking
clean
at you,
Asian.
Dan. No,
Yeah,
I'm
Dan.
just-
Dan is
Yeah,
a filthy mother when it comes to fighting games, so it's fine.
You know, he is gross at
Oh
fighting
no!
games.
They did it at DragonCon in the
Oh yeah,
arcade.
we played Dragon Ball Fighter Z. It was
And
great.
He destroyed
No,
him.
we got down both
They
down
got
to the last
close.
character.
They
Yeah,
were
close.
close.
But he's
They
like,
were
and
really
then like right at
close.
the end, it's like, oh, I learned the button. Like, boom, 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 boom.
You know
Like, oh,
how
thanks.
Dan will let you feel good about yourself
Yes.
and then just wipe the floor with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I need a drink and go smoke. That's what half a Dragon Con was for me anyway.
Well, going back to the tournament stuff, I would say that that's where I learned that I didn't want to play competitive Magic, because you get there and it's stressful. A lot of times you're not sleeping and you're surrounded by 100+ people who don't necessarily take good care of themselves. And I think me and Angie both got the flu twice going to competitive tournaments.
We
Oh, yeah.
went to an open. No, it was a PBTQ, and remember how many people Bobby said usually shows up?
50 to
We
100
went
people.
to Oneonta, and like 200 and something people showed up. There was enough room. They had to line up tables outside.
Yeah, I heard
If
about
the
that.
wind flips your card over, you're disqualified. And that happened because we were outside.
Yeah, we had to play outside.
That's stupid.
And it's just too many people showed up. And Oneonta was a small town. In this town, it's a quiet village. It really was.
Imagine.
Was this Alabama?
Yes.
Not surprised it's Alabama.
It
This
was
is a trash hole.
insane. And the store was like,
Not all of Alabama is.
it's as big as
I'll-
like
I will defend it.
Full Circle
for one reason.
is.
Yeah, it's probably as big as how Full Circle is now.
His girlfriend's from Alabama.
Oh, that's different. She lives here now, though, right?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, you're getting there.
Well,
Mhm.
hey,
She cute.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
She's adorable.
I haven't seen your girlfriend.
I mean, you can't go there. You're not allowed to go there. She's got to come here. If you're listening, Tasha.
I'm sorry.
She's not listening. Molly's probably listening. Maybe.
Who's
Possibly.
Molly?
Her roommate.
Is Molly single?
Molly's single, yes.
Oh, she's cute. She's way out of your league. You're lucky.
Well,
More than
thanks,
you have to
Bobby.
let her listen to this one.
Oh, yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to.
You're
Yeah.
like, this sound bite
Yeah.
right here. Gotcha.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's.
I mean, it's not. He's not wrong though.
Yeah,
She
you-
really is
Yeah.
on my league.
And
She
she
is.
seems smart and
Oh,
nice.
she's
Yeah, two things
awesome.
Moreland doesn't have.
She is like 200 steps up from the last one.
No, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later.
Magic
Back-
after
back-
dark.
Magic.
Back
A different
magic.
kind of magic. Oh, shit.
Expecto my patronum all over your face.
Please.
Okay.
Harder, daddy.
Oh, by the way, there's a lot of sexual tension between Moreland and Bobby. It's like Scoob goes off for like a week, and suddenly Moreland's already looking for a new OTP.
Meh. It's all right. It's just me and Bobby know our limits.
We do.
So
Which there is no limit.
Nope.
exactly.
We're both comfortable with our sexualities.
Right.
Which is
All right,
everything.
magic.
A
So,
happy place.
Sorry for that detour.
well,
Back to magic.
what do you think about the new set?
We have 40 cards spoiled, so I don't know yet.
Okay, see, that was my next question. Is there
Mhm.
anything that we actually know about the set other
Is there
than it's
anything-
going back to Ravnica?
Is there anything in the set that you've seen so far that makes you super excited for?
Shocklands are back in standard.
Ooh.
And I played, that's when I first got back into the competitive scene. Well, I got back into competitive Magic. Was,
So they're bringing Shocklands back.
yeah, we're getting the first 5 in this set. We're getting the Boros, Demir, Golgari, the blue Fountain and something. Oh, and Watery Grave this time around.
Nice.
No, instead of Fountain, it's the Scalding, not Scalding Tarn, the Steam Vents. That's it.
Okay.
Sorry, too many lands.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping we get the charms reprinted because Boros charms are real good in red.
Boros Charm's
I
good
love
anyways.
Rakdos
yeah.
Charm too.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
most
just
of
the
the
charms
charms
in
are-
general, but we'll
most of
see.
the charms are good,
I'm trying to
so-
think of his. Oh, Raoul's Eric's back, and he has really nice hair, so I kind of feel a connection to him.
Outside of our
Scoob's been
local card shop. So
What do you call that when you
Motorboated?
He had his tits motorboated.
Yep, I have that somewhere on one
Yeah.
of my old phones.
For a Hunt Master of the Fells.
Hey,
and
that car was like
47 cents.
that car was $50 back then.
Yeah, we were looking through stuff earlier this weekend, and it was down to $7, and I was like, oh, how the mighty has fallen.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it used to be.
Oh, it's really see modern play, so or
Yeah.
legacy play. It costs too much mana.
And
Yeah.
then, like, we're looking like
it doesn't fit in humans.
Yeah,
it,
and-
it just doesn't fit.
And Blood Red Elf's back, so Blood Red Elf's just better.
yeah.
yeah.
And then on top of it, like, Celestial Colonnades have gone up in price, which we were all surprised about because we've had those for years.
It's a one printing, and it's played in every blue-white variant there is. That's why. It's
which
like
means it's getting your reprinting.
Not till the
Hopefully.
next, not the next block. They're not going to have shocks and manlands. So maybe the
Yeah.
next block.
Probably not. I really, my hope will always be we go back to Lorwyn, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
Oh, I doubt it. I mean, it'd be cool. I want to go back to Kamigawa.
The
I-
most hated.
Whoa!
reset
So I watched a video. Oh, my bad. So I watched a video about that. That set. Kamigawa had the unfortunate of coming after the Mirrodin block, which a lot of
Yes.
things got banned. And that's why a lot of people quit.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think it's because of Kamigawa. No, people quit
That's-
because of Mirrodin
That's me.
Affinity.
That's when I did.
Yeah.
I
'Cause-
quit because of Affinity.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got
You either played Affinity or you quit.
exactly.
It was like Magic with having the Kaladesh block, which is super overpowered, and then you have Omnican block, which is okay, but most of the stuff from Kaladesh was the most busted part, so
I
they really
mean-
didn't have any impact on it.
Kamigawa had the best black card
Mhm.
ever. One black, discard your hand.
No, the Black Ninja is awesome too.
Ink
Yeah, that's-
Eyes.
Get to steal something?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Ink Eyes.
It was a joke.
Was it Ink Eyes?
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
It was a joke.
I drafted it
It's
in
a card.
cube
Oh.
once.
It's a card that's one
Called
black.
Wits End or something. You discard your hand.
Yeah.
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 It was a joke, guys.
That's because
was
it
a
worked
joke.
with Madness. There was a reason they did it.
But there was no
worked.
madness in the set at the
I
time.
know,
It
and you
was
thought
terrible.
that they were bringing Madness back.
You thought they were going to
They
bring
brought
something.
it back
was,
a little bit in Ravnica, but not enough to really warrant it.
Yeah.
But Madness back in the day.
Well, they had Madness in.
Although I heard something about Madness is coming back.
Well, they had Madness in the Return to Innistrad block. Shadows Innistrad. We had Red Black Madness,
which makes sense because of the flavor of the set.
Yeah.
Because it was mad.
Because Angels are going fucking crazy.
My understanding has always been that Magic has always tried to be where if you have a super overpowered set, they don't want to overpower the next set that comes out, so they do like what's a bell curve essentially.
Yeah.
So you underpower a set. You're going to overpower the next set and then underpower it again so it balances out.
And the problem with Kaladesh was that so when Kaladesh was coming out, they said, oh, we're going to do 2 rotations a year instead of just the one once a year. But then halfway through, like, oh, never mind, we're going back to 1 a year. So Kaladesh has been in standard for like 2 years, which it should have only been for 1.
Yeah.
So,
and it was also only 2 sets.
Yeah, but they're busted as shit.
Yeah. And,
yeah, they are.
Well, typically when we originally had sets, we had 3 sets.
Yep.
It was a 3-set
and
rotation.
You had a core set.
And you had a core set every year. And you had your 3-set rotation. Then they decided, well, we're going to take away core sets.
Yeah.
And then do a 2-set rotation, or 2 sets.
Blocks.
2-set blocks. And it was supposed to give us like more cards and this, that, and the other for each set. And it's just like.
Well, to be fair, those 3-set blocks, the middle set was always super underwhelming.
Yeah.
It always felt like the super.
Yeah.
At least the ones I played in.
And the core
like
sets were always just whelming. They were whelming.
You had Zendikar.
Which is 2 sets. Oh,
I guess we
it
can
was
make
3
the
sets.
argument about World Wake because World Wake was the 2nd set.
World Wake was the 3rd set.
And I thought World Wake was the 2nd. Because Jace the Mind Sculptor came out in the 2nd set of that block.
Yeah. I don't know what the 3rd set was.
But what else was in World Wake?
I
mean, there was some good stuff. In Commander, World Wake was
Colonnade was in World Wake.
Yeah.
The Zendikar set.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all the manlands came from.
Yeah.
Fetches. Any fetches.
My tropical island that was covered in sweet tea.
Oh yeah, you pulled out the pre-release, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
No, World Wake was the 3rd one.
Because Becky opened it up and was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, the treasure chest cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember you opening that. You're just like, "What? Huh?
And
How did I get a
it got
tropical
so
island?"
quiet. We were all like, "Holy shit balls!"
Yeah, because they did it with when we went back to Zendikar. We had the not the masterpieces, the expeditions.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But the old art looks better.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I think every year we talk about, every 2 years, I guess, we talk about getting back into Standard.
It was Zendikar, Rise of Eldrazi, and then World Wake.
No, it was Zendikar, World Wake, Rise of Eldrazi.
Okay.
Because Emrakul came out in the 3rd set.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I liked that block because that's where all my allies and everything came from. And the 3rd set, they didn't print a single freaking ally.
Yeah, because the Fauci killed them all.
But then they went back and there's more allies.
Yeah, but the flavor.
No flavor.
They had vampire allies.
No,
we're not going to Flavor Town, guys.
They literally said, "Here, we're going to sprinkle you with something and then cut it off completely."
Yeah,
well, let's think about Magic lore. The sets used to be driven by the story.
Exactly.
It used to be driven by a lore and a story, and now they're going all over the place because they're not driven by a story anymore.
Well, we have the Gatewatch story, which is supposed to wrap up after this block because Jace is uniting all the guilds.
Yeah, that's why they said they were going back to Guilds of Ravnica was because they wanted to finish the Nicol Bolas
I understand
thing.
that, but it seems like they're writing the lore now for the cards instead of the cards for the lore.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. And I think you're right. I think it's so random how everything has happened. Like talking about what was the last set that came or they went back to Dominaria, and it was just suddenly it was like 3 planeswalkers just left, even though they were part of the Guild Watch, and they left some that could come back in later. And
Nissa's a racist, so
Nissa was like, I gotta go check on my elves. It's like that was kind of a convenient reason for you to suddenly have to go back.
We got the sexy black man Teferi now.
All right, just
and
to
Teferi
note,
is also kind of racist. He left to save his people.
Just to note, when Becky started to get angry, the lights went red.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah,
powers.
The one behind you
just for no podcast listener notes.
Some Doctor Who shit right here.
She's possessed by that nun bitch.
Dominaria.
I about ran.
But you know what? I'll give Dominaria something. It gave us a lot of stuff to play with as Commander players.
Oh yes,
yeah,
so much.
But non-rare legendary creatures. Right.
Wait, how insane is that Karn's Temporal Sundering in EDH? That's to be saying play.
You don't really see it very often.
Really? I thought it would be like in every blue EDH, I would at least play one copy. It would play the one copy of it because you just have a legendary. You're just like, cool.
I play it. Kenny plays it. I have seen it in every blue deck.
Yeah, it's in every
because
blue.
it's pretty fucking busted.
No, it is busted. I'm not saying like it's not busted. I'm just saying like I think in our play group we don't see a lot of like control blue players as much as we used to.
Right. But the new Nexus is actually more broken than that card.
Oh my god, that thing has been terrorizing standard because
shuffle back in.
Yeah, because that Turbo Fog deck is real good, and you can only get that thing by buying a box, and it's like it's gone down to $30, but I sold my playset for $48.
That's one thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that here's a buy a box promo. It's literally not in the set. You have to literally buy a box. That's not. It's
like one thing for it to be kind of a janky card.
If it was a little janky card, but if it was
something that's going to end up being a staple in a standard setting or any sort of setting.
If it is usable, cool. If it is broken, not cool.
Yeah, the new one's some big dumb giant indestructible convoke form I won't see play. It's like 7. It's like it's like
do something like
15 mana. You can convoke for it, but you just get countered and you don't care.
Oh, you'll see an EDH for sure.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I think
exactly.
And I think that's what's good. Like to me, the buy boxes, if you're going for more of a commander feel to it, I think that's fine because a lot of times you're only playing a single copy of it, and a lot of people who play commander are going to be looking for those silly like foils anyways.
Well, and don't forget, there's a new standard called Brawl,
which no one plays.
Singleton.
Yeah,
well, Nick Kim did for a minute.
Yeah, no one at our store or at Heroes plays.
I would love it. Now, I would play that standard format.
Yeah,
it's commander.
It's command. Yeah, it's
commander for standard.
It had to ban Brawl from Brawl because he was busted. I don't like puns, but that was too easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he was dumb for when I was told I didn't play a single game of Brawl.
Well, Nick was telling me about it because he played Grixis, and he's like, you can't beat it.
Fair enough.
Well, and it makes it harder because okay. So, and this is like what I want to talk about a little bit is the fact that going in, and this is for new players, this was like a wake up call. So I was talking about we were playing MTG Arena, and they do give you some cards. They don't give you everything because you got to clearly buy packs. But it's like the difference between Hearthstone and Magic. It's like there's bigger sets in Magic with 6 sets that you're trying to buy out of to get a card, and you can't like just trade or you can't just like dust cards like you can. They do give you like a level you can level up to get like mythics and rares and stuff like that, but you have to buy packs to do it. So it's suddenly like this jarring thing where you realize that you have to like newer players really are behind when you start to play these games because you have to be able to get these. And I'm just talking MTG Arena because it's digital, so it's a lot more difficult.
Right.
But if you have cards like Nexus of Fate that are staples in decks or cards that get so expensive like Snapcaster Mage, like it really does, it does become a money sink, and a lot of people don't like that it does rotate in 2 years. But I think that you have to have that rotation because the meta gets stale.
More on you played Yu-Gi-Oh, so we can talk about this. That they don't have rotation; they only have a ban list. And when we played, it was like once or twice a year there'd be a ban list. Problem is, things don't rotate. So cards that came out Legend of the Blue Eyes for Yu-Gi-Oh, which is the first Yu-Gi-Oh set ever, some of them are still legal now. 15 years later?
Yeah,
and that's crazy.
Yeah, but the
and that
thing
means decks are all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've got so much variety for playing Yu-Gi-Oh that it's literally ridiculous. Yeah. But also the power level has ramped up.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
they don't
because in Legend of Blue Eyes, a 4-star 1800 attack monster was
the thing.
Was awesome. One tribute, a 2500 6-star monster, one tribute. Gross. That was like, oh my god, how the hell am I going to deal with that?
I watched like 5 seconds of a Yu-Gi-Oh. It was first turns. I think the guy's name was Chandler.
Yep.
Vomited out his hand, and then Jake played Lair, tribute your guy, get my big guy out.
Yep.
It's just like that's.
Yeah, that's why I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Come back to Magic, because it was like, when I quit Yu-Gi-Oh!, there essentially was a Living End deck, and then there was a Storm deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! The problem is you can't mulligan your hand, so you can't mulligan into an out to the deck. So you get like, oh, hopefully I open with it.
Yep.
And it was like they were both turn 1, not turn 1 kills, but turn 1 to the point, like the Storm deck would have 11 cards to your opening 6. And then the Living End deck would have like 2 big dummies, and you're just dead. Yeah. So I just quit. I was like, Magic's better. I mean, I hate Supreme Verdict and Sphinx's Revelation. Those cards trigger me. But
they trigger me too. So.
Oh man, I love those deck cards. I really do.
I'm a red player.
No,
they trigger me.
I like them. Sure, awesome. They're good cards. But when you play Standard and all you see is, oh, here's blue-white control, Supreme Verdict, Sphinx's Revelation, Supreme Verdict. You've got one creature on the board, Supreme Verdict.
The Terminus is worse, because at least you could play around Supreme Verdict. You couldn't play around the Miracle Terminus, which is the worst mechanic for Magic ever.
Yeah, because
Arguably
it was
Miracle.
true RG.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, nice bonfire for lethal off the top.
Thank
1x.
you, Brian Kibler.
Oh, I've got 20 creatures on the board. Better. Oh, Terminus.
Yeah.
1 white mana. Bounce all your creatures to the bottom of the deck.
You should probably turn this episode into like a trigger warning about Magic
Well,
cards.
and in Modern, when you can top it,
Yep.
just put it. I know exactly what I'm going to do next turn. Boom, you're dead.
Exactly.
That's why Counterbalance sucks in Legacy.
Oh,
although it's
God.
not played much anymore.
No, top got banned. Oh, no,
Yeah.
the Miracles is still very much a deck in Legacy. It's just
Yeah.
not as consistent.
Yeah.
The Blue-Black Shadow is my favorite Legacy deck right now. You get to play Shocklands in Legacy. It's great.
Oh.
It's Death Shadow, but in Legacy.
Gross.
Yeah. So I love it.
That's gross.
It's fantastic.
I feel like-
I love Death Shadow anyways. I love the fact that Death Shadow is like $15 and I had 10 of them at one point
Yeah, we're
because
not-
I collected them.
Well, that and Street Wraith, too. Street Wraith used to be only like a quarter. Now he's like, well, he was before we got reprinted in the last Master set. He was like $15.
Yeah.
Because he's a 4 in that deck and a Hollow one.
Yeah.
Hollow one's fun. That deck's great.
Jesus. I love the fact that there was Young Pyromancer was like $2-3.
Mm-hmm.
A foil on Young Pyromancer was like $30.
Oh, speaking of Young Pyromancer, if Bernardo's listening to this, our mutual friend Bernardo, I told you that card would be good. We know, like, when that card got spoiled, and I was like, hey, Bernardo, this card's insane. He's like, nah, it's okay. I'm like, dude, no, the card's great. He's like, it's going to be okay. I'm like, it sees play in every format. Oh, except for Standard, but it sees play in Legacy and Modern.
You know, that brings up a good point of like how people don't like 2020, like hindsight's 2020.
Yeah,
so you don't realize like these combos that happen. Like the Splinter Twin was the big one back when I think right when I quit was when Splinter Twin became popular. And you don't think about these combos, especially with having 6 sets over a span of a certain amount of time. But like you don't, everybody talks about like rating cards and like, oh, this is gonna be good, this is gonna be trash, this is gonna be whatever, and then you get into the set. That's what I think. Yeah.
Oh, my favorite thing was sitting there. I remember opening packs. Oh, Death Shadow. Oh, that's crap. Death Shadow. Oh, that's
here
crap.
was me and Laura. Oh, Tarmogoyf. I won't see a lot of play.
That to be fair, the Tarmogoyf required a certain format and fetch lands.
Yeah.
And,
I traded everyone I got, and I used to pop them. Becky remembers that. I must have had like 8 or 9. Traded them all to that guy Lee. Remember him?
Yeah.
But speaking of Splitter Twin, yes, we have an excuse for Twin, but the Saheeli Rai combo, Saheeli or Feldargar literally came out the set after Saheeli Rai was printed.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, is that it really sucks, though. It's like Magic, I think, it's like, these people recognize it, and they're like, let's just see what happens.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They do, definitely.
But now we have pros. They totally revamped the Future Play League, or Future, whatever the hell it's called. But a bunch of pros like Paul Cheon and Michael Majors are on it. So they actually have legit pro Magic players that know what the fuck they're doing testing these cards. So we should be good.
Yeah, I did remember reading that they were trying to revamp it to where people, like, kind of like how the on League you have the PvE client where you can people can go in and test it, and they can like kind of like soft test it before they release it. So now pros can go in and say, hey, you're gonna really fuck up this format if you release this card, which they didn't have like when Skull Clamp was being released and stuff like that. Everybody thought that was gonna be a trash card.
That was legal for like a month, right? In Type 2 or Standard.
Yes, they
then?
banned it, brought it back, banned it immediately. Skull Clamp's broken.
Yeah, because eventually with Affinity came, it was right then too.
Yes.
So
Right.
Skull Clamp is an amazing card. Here, let me play this Ironworker. Okay, let me Skull Clamp it. Oh, I get to put its 1/1 counter on something else.
I played it in Krenko. It's great.
It's
Skull Clamp's fantastic.
oh, it's gross.
Yeah, it's
and
I need
all
answers.
the variations of Skull Clamp. I'm like, here's when it was a common. Here's when it was an uncommon. Here's when it's a rare.
Right?
Stupid
Gross.
stuff.
I love Skull Clamp. I used it the other night. Here, let me dig for some more cards.
Is Memory Jar legal in EDH or is it banned?
Memory
Jar's
Jar, I
legal.
think
It's legal.
is it legal?
Yeah.
I thought
I
it was,
play it.
That's dumb. I want to play Memory Jar.
Yeah.
A
Remove
bunch.
your card.
I was about to say a bunch of Necrozar decks use it
Yeah.
that's right.
because
Yeah.
it's draw 7 cards.
I love Memory Jar. Set your hand aside, draw.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I remember now.
Yep, it's basically for your opponent's mill 7, if they don't have any mana open.
Well, Bobby, one piece of advice you'd like to give somebody who's getting into Magic?
Don't do it.
Okay. The second piece after somebody says,
a piece of advice that if they are willing to get into Magic and spend money getting into Magic,
get your friends to play with you so you're not lonely.
I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Have fun with it.
Third piece of advice: Adderall is your best friend, or Vyvanse. I'd say stay away doing these GPs and crap. That and coffee.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
And
kids
cigarettes.
drags on.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
It's literally an all-day thing.
And if you go to those tournaments, bring hand sanitizer. Avoid
No,
touching your
fucking
mouth.
shower.
Shower.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
'Cause
I hate that crap.
Before you
are
go, shower.
gross.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
it's like,
disgusting.
just because you are, please don't give us the stereotype of what a nerd is supposed to smell like. Like, let's change that idea. Let's change that
I
outlook.
fight against that every day. Every con I go to, every day
Oh,
I
I
go
know.
to work, I'm like, shower, shave, look good, look decent. You are a nerd does not mean you need to smell like one.
Right.
Or dress like one.
Or dress like one, yeah. Oh,
Don't
okay.
wear a fucking fedora.
I dress
Please
like
don't.
one. I dress like one anyways. I mean, this is...
Yeah, you're fine. You're already winning, though. You have a girlfriend.
Okay.
I don't. You're beating me right now.
Yes.
But I am way better looking than you.
All right, guys. So
I mean, he's not wrong. He really is.
I think that's like the perfect way to end that episode.
But, see, you may be better looking, but I have a beard and you have a baby face.
I got hair, though.
We wanted to get
I have
Bobby
a
a
beard.
shirt at Dragon Con that said $5 to touch my hair.
I should have worn a shirt like that.
But we couldn't. They were out.
They
They
had-
were out of the
oh,
sizes.
I want to wear... It had to be a deep V, though. I don't wear crew necks. It's got to be a deep V.
It was a V.
Oh, it was?
It was.
I can't
It was
remember.
perfect.
I was real drunk that weekend.
like every Dragon Con.
He was real
No,
drunk until Monday.
I'm telling you, Claire
Afternoon.
makes drinks that you're just like, was there alcohol in that? And then you fall over. Yeah,
Exactly.
there was. There was.
Probably roofies.
Oh yeah, no, her drinks are some of the best drinks.
Yep.
She's an alcoholic. She's got to know how to do
She's
it.
not an alcoholic.
I'm an alcoholic. She's not an alcoholic.
She's an alcoholic.
I had 3
Claire
shots
just-
before I came here.
Okay.
And I drank more earlier today.
Okay.
And he drank when he got here. He went right to the fridge and opened it up.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you walked in, I chugged some of my handle.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't smell like it, so it's okay.
Oh, no. I smell too pretty.
I mean,
I cover it up.
you do smell
Oh,
pretty.
It runs in the family. I know. I know what I'm doing.
You do smell pretty, so it's okay.
Thank you. I
Mhm.
showered and put cologne on before
Can
I
you
came.
just cut
Awesome.
that one part into like an out of context quote at the very end?
I will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The
Sounds
smell,
good.
The smell pretty
Yeah.
part? Sweet.
Yeah.
I smell pretty.
Yeah, you do.
Like when Morland's getting the cat, we can say they can cut that in. He's putting the cat in the box.
You smell pretty. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Boo's like, meow, meow. I agree.
Yeah, when he
How
grabbed that
innocent,
pussy.
but- Yeah, Marla. Get it.
I'll get it tomorrow. It's okay.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
This
it's-
is why I'm like, this is a good time to end the episode because now this is when we start talking about Moreland's weird shit.
Well, before we go, there is a big Magic tournament at DreamHack, which is in November. We're gonna be there.
It's a video game thing,
Some,
right?
Yeah,
some,
but there's also big Magic tournaments there.
Oh, cool. I'll probably go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some, maybe
Mhm.
not all. Depends
Yeah,
on work schedules.
yeah.
Most likely
But
Scoop will
you
not be
should show
there.
up just to play the Magic.
Oh, I'll do
yeah,
the podcast
definitely.
too. If
Huh?
we're doing the podcast thing, I'll do the podcast
Heck yeah,
too.
we do. We set
Yeah.
up there and do the Hearthstone, and we did something else.
Oh
last year,
wait,
I
it
don't
depends what
remember.
weekend in November because there's a Grand Prix coming to Atlanta for
16th,
Magic.
17th, and
Oh no,
18th.
that's after the Grand Prix.
Okay.
Yeah, last year the problem was they didn't have as many Magic players because the Grand Prix was going on at the same time.
At
Oh,
the same
exactly.
time,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they planned it accordingly this year.
Yes, they
Yeah.
made sure that it wasn't going to fall during a Grand Prix, so
Mhm.
there were more Magic players.
Yeah.
How
Oh
much
yeah,
does it cost to
there
get
was.
in?
So Nick raped the Magic tournament.
Oh, God.
because
Oh,
there's
it-
nobody there.
Yeah, he wrecked in it. It was gross.
Scar was there.
Scar was there. Scar played Magic.
Scar.
He's the League of Legends ex-pro.
Oh, gross. That community is so
we
damn
had
toxic.
a soundbite from him for that episode.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
He was like, "This is not the Disney Channel."
Jesus Christ.
It was fun though. I'd die if we could get a soundbite from Xavier Woods because you know he's gonna be there.
He's
a
a wrestler,
wrestler.
and he was there.
He's a huge. Scoop's a huge fan.
Is Edge gonna be there? Because Edge is tits. Edge is cool.
I don't know. It's whoever Nick Kim's is hanging out with that weekend. Like,
Right? Literally, Nick Kim will find
He
out.
was hanging out with Xavier Woods, Fetty Wap, and Scara.
Yeah.
And just hanging out.
You know
with
his
him.
uncle's like works for the band Evanescence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he had
Yeah.
tickets. I know. I was like,
We wanted to go. He was going to give us backstage tickets. We we just couldn't do. I wanted to go see Lindsay Sterling.
Yeah, she's super pretty and super Mormon.
Yeah.
Super pretty
she's
and
super Mormon.
Yeah, because she doesn't like wear revealing clothing.
No.
It's like always
And
like to
at
the
her
neck.
concert, she always preaches. If you go to her
Does
concert,
she really? That's
yeah.
depressing.
I mean, she's not like
It's not like
Jesus
preaching
came down,
like Jesus, but like thanking God for how she got.
and she's preaching like I would never do this and the politics of the time.
Oh.
But she's still pretty. I don't care. She's awesome.
Oh, she's still pretty, but I can never
Yeah.
hate her. They're straight edge.
Like we're at a concert. That's pretty much standard.
You're playing you're playing with Hellstorm.
Right?
We're gonna drink.
Right?
You're literally EDM with a fucking violin. I'm gonna have to drink
Yeah.
to understand what's going on here.
You're either drinking or smoking,
Yeah.
Or
And then
both.
you reach a point
Or
where you're
both.
like, I understand it now.
right?
Exactly.
A moment
I
of
get it.
clarity.
That's the same as Dragon Con, though.
And then
I
it's gone.
understand it.
Mhm.
And then it's gone.
Always next year, though.
Yeah, always next year.
Always.
Yep.
Don't. I saw you look at me. Don't do it. I'm triggered. No,
Hey.
no.
Hey, Becky!
You know people do it to me on stream now.
Awesome.
Good.
Like literally, I have people go, "Hey, Becky." I'm like,
You know why they do it?
why?
Because you let it trigger you.
I know.
If you
well,
didn't let it trigger you, if you didn't let it bother you, they wouldn't worry
you know
about
what? They
it.
do it when
But-
I'm playing Magic and I end up winning, so it's okay.
Hey, Becky.
Because right when she says, I'm gonna have to go, hey Becky. And then I'll pop in and be like, Spotify.
Where
You-
can they find
don't,
us?
Don't.
Where
don't.
can Becky? Where can they find us?
You can find us on Spotify at the Free Rotation Podcast. See, I'm going to get it out of the way now. You can find us on Facebook at the Free Rotation Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at the Free Rotation. I'm so worried Angie's going to pop in on me at any point. You can find us on it's also been a while. You can also find us on YouTube at the Free Rotation, and we
It
stream on
hadn't been
Twitch.
a while, you know what I'm saying?
Hey. You can also find us on Twitch at the Free Rotation. We are Twitch affiliates, so please feel free to follow us and also sub to us. Did you know with Amazon Prime that you can get one free Twitch Prime subscription each month? So feel free to use it on us. Just check it out on our channel. Use it there. Don't use it on the big streamers.
I'm a
Use it on
chess
us.
streamer, so feel free to subscribe to me too.
Jesus Christ.
Do you say chess or chest?
Chest. I wear
He's
He's
a
a
titty
titty
streamer.
streamer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
but
just
it's
making
hairy and it's more pectoral
sure.
muscles.
I was just
than-
making sure.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
can also find us at Weeby Geeks. We are the affiliates of Weeby Geeks.
And we have
There's
our
a-
own website.
You find us at Weeby Geeks. We're affiliates because you really messed me up with that. You know that, right? Okay. So you can find us on Weeby
High
Geeks.
five.
We're also affiliates of Weeby Geeks, where you can also check out other great podcasts. We do have our own website at TheFreeRotation.com. And make sure to like, subscribe, follow, listen to us on all your favorite podcast devices. We are everywhere.
Everywhere.
You on
Everywhere.
SoundCloud?
SoundCloud? No SoundCloud.
SoundCloud busted on us, so we
Oh, I'm
took
sorry.
it off
That
SoundCloud.
sucks.
Yeah, so the only place
Yeah.
you probably can't find us is SoundCloud.
So are we going to be at AWA or am I just going to be at AWA?
I think it's just you. I don't do
Well,
AWA.
the problem is AWA is the weekend that we want to do they want us to do the pre-release.
Yeah.
So it's AWA pre-release.
I'll miss a day for the pre-release.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I've got the day off anyway, so
AWA
Yeah.
is too weeby for me. I can't go to it. It's too weeby.
you'll be all right.
No, it's not. They have hentai there.
So,
I walked into the wrong room when I was a kid.
okay.
I was traumatized.
I walked into the wrong room at Dragon Con.
Um.
It was a circle jerk room. It was so traumatizing. They were watching
How
hentai.
old were you?
How old was I?
Yeah.
This was probably like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It was still traumatizing.
I was 10.
Oh.
10.
Is
I'm
that what
sorry.
shot your hair up?
No, it's made my penis smaller though.
I just realized nobody has a PSA.
I do.
Okay. Bye, guys. Thanks, Bobby, for coming and recording with us.
Bobby, do
Oh.
you have a public service announcement?
Please shower and brush your teeth.
There we go.
There's
That's a good
perfect.
one. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I've lost my mouse with the recording. There it is.
Free Rotation Podcast.
But I don't do Snapchat, so
I wish I had a penis now. I would totally do that.
No, they're kind of the worst. They're not attractive looking, and there's a lot of they maintain a lot.
the only people that find them really attractive are women that really like dick.
So not us.
Clearly,